Good morning, everyone. My name is Karan Kishorepuria, and today I'll be talking to you about finding and spreading happiness through service. So, as a 24-year-old entrepreneur and angel investor, I often ask myself while growing up, and I still do, that why do you do what you do? Or why am I working hard? What keeps me ticking? Why do I wake up every morning inspired? And it took me 24 years to answer this, to find the answer to this question. It wasn't easy. I still am finding an answer. But through this short talk, I'm going to share my journey about finding the answer to this question and then hopefully doing some more. So this is a little bit about how I found out, and let's take a deep dive into a little bit about my past. So as you can see, this is a cute little Karan when I was young. So I was born in a family in Kolkata, in a joint family. And while growing up, my family struggled a little bit. However, my parents, Anil and Shruti Kishorepuria, who are my biggest inspiration, mentor, and support, gave me more than anything I could have possibly asked for. So while growing up, initially in the first 2-3 years of my birth, I remember every year, my parents would take me to the Mother Teresa orphanage in Calcutta, wherein I would spend the early morning of my birthday with kids from the orphanage, just serving meals and spending time with them. At that time, I didn't realize what was happening around me. I probably was too young to be conscious of the fact that I was doing any good deed, but my parents sowed the early seeds of service from the very early ages. And then when I became about 5 years old, my father got me this box called Dan Patra. This is a photo my mom took last night as I'm traveling right now. So the Dan Patra is from this NGO called Friends of Tribal Society. And the concept was fairly simple. That is, that every time I got some loose change, 1 rupee, 2 rupee, 5 rupee, 10 rupee, I had to put in this box. It's been almost 20 years since I've had this box. And today, this box still lives on my study table and all my loose change still goes in this box. So between 5 and 10, 12 years old, I was filling this actively, getting change, asking my family for change. And it said that with only 700 rupees per day, you can make the child literate and bring light to his life. 700 rupees, that's all. That's sometimes a little less than what we spend on an average meal when going out. And then came high school. In high school, you can see a large group of boys. This is our nature society. And in class 9, I joined the nature society of my school and grew the society from 20 to 200 members. But till this time, I hadn't found out what I truly was passionate about. I was still exploring. I found out that I was passionate about climate, cleanliness, the environment, etc. And I was able to impact those around me with these large group of 200 boys. We ran anti-pollution campaigns, no plastic drives, river cleanups, even ran a campaign to save the Calcutta wetlands, which was super fulfilling. But I still did not exactly know what truly made me happy or why I did what I did. And then I went to college. In college, when I was 21, we founded the first of its kind impact investing fund at the undergraduate level in the world. And we raised $500,000 or close to 3.5-4 CR INR when I was 21 to invest in 4 profitable ventures with a double bottom line approach. By double bottom line, I mean the single bottom line is net profits, but the double bottom line is where you care about the planet as well or the environment in general. And with this group, it took us 1 year before someone gave us our first dollar. But after 1 year, we were eventually able to raise $500,000. But I still had not found what truly made me get up in the morning. And then I came back to India after spending 5 years in the United States, 4 years studying, a year and a half working. And I came back in June to pursue what is called my India for India thesis. That is to build in India, build for India, and employ in India, because I am a very proud Indian. And I came back and I was looking for community, a community of like-minded people who were different from me, but shared similar value systems. And that's when I joined this group called Social Venture Partners India, or SVP India. Now, SVP India is an engaged philanthropic organization wherein you not just contribute with your money, but more importantly, with your time, energy, and resources as well. And after coming back in June 2021, almost 18 months ago, a few months into coming back to India, I joined this group. And that's when I became lead partner for this amazing, amazing NGO in Calcutta called Future Hope India. And it is while being a lead partner for Future Hope, interacting with these smiling kids, and these smiles are real. You got to visit the NGO to find out, is when the true calling came. I found out that, while I was working hard on business, finding interesting deals, doing public sessions, I've given more than 100 plus talks, I think now, around the world, making content on various platforms like LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. When I was tired, I was playing sports, etc. When I went to Future Hope and I came back more motivated than ever because I had found my why. I realized that spending time with these kids gives me so much more than I can possibly give them. I mean, look at their smiles and look at their eyes. It's brilliant. I remember the first time I went to the school, right? It was for a talent show. And I went to my office clothes like this. I thought I'll be there for 30 minutes. And post the show, the kids took me to eat chai and samosa, and they made me eat their samosa from their hands. And I ended up spending 2.5 hours with these kids doing handstands, playing football, and doing various other things. I wasn't giving anything. I was only taking. But this is what people call service. And it is here when I realized my outfit was completely drenched because these kids have super energy. I mean, look at how fit they are. I reached late for work, but that day was probably one of the most productive days I've had in my life. Reason being, I had actually found my why. The kids at Future Hope, I had found that serving or spending time with these people gave me so much more than I could possibly give them. It gave me my eventual happiness. So it took me 24 years to find out what gave me happiness. And now let me share with you how I think we can spread it. So, I recently found out that there are 5 stages in life which can be defined by the 5S framework. You start by survival, then you move towards stability, then there is success, then significance, and eventually spirituality. Now, most of India is in the first 2 stages, the survival and stability stage, wherein they're trying to put the basics of life, roti, kapda, makan, in the house, or they're trying to put food on the table, clothes on the back, and a concrete or a tin roof over the head. If you're listening to this talk and are tuned into Facebook, YouTube, Zoom, etc., and have internet access, you're probably chasing the next 3 stages of life. That is success, significance, and stability. However, what I found out is that all these 3 stages, success, significance, and spirituality, have one thing in common, that is service. When you're able to serve, it is when you'll find true success. When you're able to help someone in need, that is, you'll truly be significant. And when you can give as much as you have, or a little less than what you have, that is when spirituality will find you. So most of India is in stability and survival. But if you're watching this talk today, you might be able to serve and eventually find success, significance, and stability. So, I'm 24. If you follow me on social media, you'll realize that I love to work hard. I somewhat promote the hustle culture a little bit. However, I also believe in work-life balance, as my mom says. It's very important, Karan, to be happy and to find peace. So my work gives me all the junoon required. There are 2 things you need to be successful in life. The first one is junoon, and my work gives me all the junoon. However, when I serve, when I'm around the kids at Future Hope, when I look into their eyes and see the dreams they have, when I see some of them fulfilling their potential, that's when I find some sukoon. So there are two things to be successful in life. One is junoon. You probably get that from family, sports, work, etc. But find what gives you happiness. For me, that is service, and that might give you some sukoon. So what is happiness then? How do you define it? There is this very famous angel philosopher, as they call it, whose name is Naval Ravikant from the US. Naval says that happiness is peace in motion. Now, you might be wondering, what does this mean? Happiness is peace in motion. What I found out is that when I went to Future Hope and I saw these kids run, they did not care about what was happening in the surroundings. They did not care about the grade the next day. They did not care about what is happening in the world politics. They were peaceful. They were content. They were happy. So when they were moving, they were peaceful. And I found that happiness is peace in motion. Now, why service spreads happiness? I believe that, a lot of people call service charity, giving, etc., etc. And a lot of times in India today, corporates have to give 2% of their net profits towards CSR, or corporate social responsibility. My company and our company has been consistently doing more than that over the years. Why, you might ask? Because if you are in a place where you have abundance in life, you have more roti than you can eat, more kapra than you can wear, and more makan than one single room where you sleep at night with multiple people, you're probably a very few select people in the world. And from that standpoint, service is no longer a duty. It is a privilege, because when you serve, you will get so much more in return. You will find that sukoon. When you sleep at night, you'll feel fulfilled, which is the ultimate form of happiness. So service is not a duty. It is a privilege. Now, people have asked me, you're 24. Isn't it the time to work hard? Shouldn't you be serving, giving money, giving time when you become older? Typically, that's what people do, right? The Azit Premjis, the Narayan Murthis of the world. However, I am not a billionaire today. I don't have aspirations to be one as well. I want to create value. I'm very content with the amount of money I have in my life. I want to grow my company, grow in India, hire more people, but money is not what I'm chasing, because I have the basics. But what I am today is the richest time billionaire I will ever be, because I'll never have more time than today to be alive. So if you think today is not the right time, you can't do much, you can give your energy to people. You might not be able to give money. You might not be able to give strategy to NGOs, but you can give your energy. And remember, people have asked me, is it the right time? Aren't you too young for this? And I tell them back, right, that I will never be richer with time than I am today. So it is my privilege to give back and serve and find happiness and eventually spread it. Now, when I was thinking about this talk, I was thinking that, I've done so many talks in my life. I'm a fairly confident public speaker. I generally don't have to prepare for speeches, but happiness is a very complex subject. It's a very cliched subject, because everybody thinks they know what happiness means. Few people actually know what makes them happy, and fewer have found happiness. And that's when I read this quote and realized that happiness is not all that complicated. It said that a man once asked Lord Buddha, "I want happiness." Buddha replied, "First, remove the I. That's ego. That's you. Then remove the want. That's desire. And so now all you're left with is happiness. So find happiness, spread it, and have a great day."